Xbox exclusives, no more. We got news about Prey 2. We got some news about Deadpool 3 again, and some news about Percy Jackson, which has been a wild week. And we will be getting into Halo Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. Is it still a continued disappointment, or is this a shining light of what good course correction is, and a whole lot more? But hey, you know what happens first.
Welcome to the Light Camera Rant Podcast, your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. And as I said, this week has just been, again, another wild ride. The last 3 weeks feel like it's just been going up and up and up of just stuff happening, getting announced, trailers, even surprising trailers out of nowhere that we have gotten. That's just, or announcements that have just been like, oh shit. Like, for example, just the other week, last week, we had Jurassic Park 7 semi-get announced, and it's coming out 2025, which is ridiculous. Such a quick announcement just to launch a movie that currently has no director, probably has a very loose script on what's going to happen. That time frame is so short. That's obviously just Universal trying to pump it out, but that's one thing altogether. But I do want to say is that in the past week that was really cool is that we got our brand new merch. So who's watching on the YouTube or Spotify, we've just got our brand new merch, which feels incredible. This is from our new shop that's hosted by Spring, which is the fancier version of Teespring that we got. Feels incredible. And surprisingly, I only ordered these towards the end of last week. No. Yeah, about the beginning of last week. Boom, already got it. I'm like, hell yes. And just to let you know that for this episode, the fact I'm wearing this, it's currently about 32 degrees outside. I've got the aircon going just to wear this for it. And, thanks for coming past, Cal. What's up, man? Thanks for coming past, as always. Really appreciate it on the YouTube. So it's 32 degrees outside. I'm wearing this just for this episode. And as soon as this episode's done, I am going to get changed straight away because I want to make sure just to, want to show it off. But that arrived. Shop's going good. We've got this and it feels incredible. So anyone else who do purchase a merch, thank you very much. Appreciate it. But love to know what you think about the material and the quality. It's always important to me that it is liked. But so far, we've sold 3 of these jumpers, which is pretty good. But let's dive into the news because, as I said, just this week has just been, just looking at it, just try and keep up, making sure not to miss anything because I want to keep you guys up to date the best I can. And, as I said, we've got some good news, some good bad news, and then we're going to divide in going to Halo. But first, cover the rank that I did see this morning as soon as I woke up is that the 25th anniversary Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace is returning to theaters for a limited run on May the 3rd, which has a brand new poster, which we're posting on Instagram. Looks fantastic, and I just can't wait. I didn't realize the fact that it was already hit the 25th anniversary so quickly. But yeah, it's right around the corner, 1 year from now. And we're also going to announce at the same time that Acolytes, that is coming. That's one of the Disney Plus Star Wars TV shows. That is coming for summer. So June, July, roughly, that will be dropping, which we already kind of knew, just got more confirmation about the show, but still no release date. So it might, June, July will probably be dropping. So you might be looking at watching The Boys and Acolytes at the same time, give or take that roughly. But yes, Star Wars Episode 1 is returning to theaters. I didn't get to see this in the theaters because it came out 1999, I think, or 1998, and I wasn't old enough to go to the movies, but it is Hello, Mr. Comment on YouTube. Thanks for coming past. Appreciate it. No, this isn't Halo yet. The review for Halo is coming at the end, and we're going to dive into that. So stay tuned. So it is coming. We dive in the news first, and then we get into the review. But yeah, this is another thing that's also going to. Microsoft are holding an investment meeting this week, and it's going to do about their IPs. So their IPs, Indiana Jones, Starfield, and Sea of Thieves, all of those are looking to could most likely be jumping over to the PlayStation, and that is something to be like. These exclusives are going to be no more. Don't know about Halo at the stage of what's going to happen with them, but at least those are the contenders that's up for debate. That they might be going on to the PlayStation, which for me, for most of all, Sea of Thieves and Indiana Jones, yes. And it would just be if Halo goes on PlayStation, that would be such an eerie thing to look at and go, okay, I'm playing Halo and it's on a PlayStation. I feel like I've hacked something. I've got a terrible version of it, and it's going to be. I'm going to be. It's not going to work properly because it's a burnt CD, which some people don't even know what that means anymore by generation where a burnt CD is. But so that's, and apparently it's going to be some announcements going to happen this week. But for anyone for me, Sea of Thieves, unfortunately, I feel like that's going to be having a lot more people play that game than what Sea of Thieves are having right now, because the Sea of Thieves, Skull and Bones, it's not really looking good for Skull and Bones right now. From the early reviews, it's looking a bit like this. So I think if Xbox makes this announcement with Sea of Thieves, everyone's going to go on PlayStation to play Sea of Thieves and play this on crossplay between Xbox and PC. But and obviously this has sparked a massive debate in saying, is this the end of the console wars? Will Xbox still make consoles? What kind of directions it's going into? How's this all going to impact everything? And look, to me, I don't think the console wars are going to end. Not to mention, I feel like the wars kind of ended a long time ago. It's just they're doing different things. So there's nothing really, I'm just a PlayStation fan or just an Xbox fan. And then you have Nintendo fans in the corner. You're just like, yeah, you play the same game that's been skinned about 8 times. But I don't think that we have those console wars anymore at the moment. But these exclusives going separate to everybody, I think it's just a more opportunity. Microsoft had to lay off thousands of employees. They're all gone. And then merger, there was some backlash about that. So it could just be a completely different redirection altogether that we might see. And it's just like, how's it? Yeah, I'm all down for this. I'm happy for this. I think it's good direction for Xbox. And I really am not only seeing these as Indiana Jones. I was really bummed that this was going to be Xbox exclusive. But if it's not going to be more, sweet. And yes, don't worry, we will. Don't worry, we will get to Halo. It is going to be at the end, and we're getting into this. And I'd love for you to stick around because, let's just say the excitement for Halo Season 2 is a bit mixed. But I'd love to know, do you think this is going to be the end of the console wars? Are you happy the exclusives are going to be able to go into PlayStation, or do you think it's just going to be a mess and you'll have to buy one console and that's it anymore? You don't have to buy both or even have the one. Also, just want to do a reminder, don't forget Super Bowl as I'm recording this will be tomorrow. We're about to get the first Deadpool 3 trailer, which is meant to be either called Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Friend, and Deadpool Wolverine. These are trademarks that have been saved by Disney. So one of them could very much be what the Deadpool 3 is going to be called. At the same time, we can be completely different and not get that title at all, which is something obviously as being Marvel. So this trailer is going to be, I don't know how big it's going to be, but I'm just so excited for this. And I don't you worry, we will do a trailer reaction, when it drops, because I know the entire internet is going to go by storm into this. Whoa. But yeah, don't forget Deadpool 3 right around the corner. Now, this is interesting. So, Gina Guerrero, is suing Disney, suing Disney for being wrongfully let go after Mandalorian Season 2 due to some comments that she has made. Now, we already knew this was going to be happening, but the most interesting thing is Elon Musk is backing this. As soon as I read that news report, I had to read it again. I'm like, okay, so Elon Musk is fitting the bill for Gina to sue Disney due to being wrongfully let go. Now, there's no court date. There's nothing like that at this stage, but that's going to be set in motion. Recently, at the Disney, screwing Disney. That's that's what they're trying to do, is screw Disney. And they'll probably win because she did get wrongfully let go, depending on what her contract is, that she probably will slightly win. Scarlett Johansson sued Disney due to the Black Widow, and she won. She won on that, so we never know. It's just weird it's Elon Musk, but there might be something more to that. But yeah, she got wrongfully let go. We understand why. Mouse House, you don't say anything that makes you look like a band light. It's going to happen. Now, obviously, she will not be in the Mandalorian movie that's meant to be coming out. She obviously wasn't in Season 3. And depending on what, I don't think she's going to be returning to Star Wars anytime soon at all. But yeah, next lawsuit case is right here. Someone did ask Bob Iger about this at the recent Disney convention, and he said, "Do you have any comments for what's about to happen?" No, I've got no comments. I'm like, so which means he's really not fazed by the whole thing, and not to mention, if I was Bob Iger, I wouldn't give a shit either. I'm like, let's focus on this, not this lawsuit that a billionaire is backing up just because you got wrongly fired because you spoke too much. Also, Cyberpunk fans, get ready. Cyberpunk 2 is in full development. No release date, no confirmation on anything but don't you worry. The team behind Cyberpunk, the team behind Cyberpunk is in full development. Cyberpunk 2, obviously making another Witcher 4 as well, but that's going to be in full development. So now I was going to predict when this game will come out. However, knowing what happened with Cyberpunk 1 and the lengthy delay in this game, which got delayed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to 5 times it got delayed, this game. Yeah, I would say you'd be looking, it's 2024. I'd say 2028, 2029, right about there. I would say they will probably be getting this game. So don't expect it anytime soon, but you can at least know in your back pocket, Cyberpunk 2 is on the way. Also, Peacemaker fans and Mortal Kombat fans, you'll be happy to know that Peacemaker will be joining the fray on February the 28th. John Cena's Peacemaker will be dropping into the game as a playable character. And don't you worry, unlike Homelander, Peacemaker is voiced by John Cena. So next will be, I think after that, Homelander should be the next character that should drop, because we got Omni-Man, but I can't wait to see all the fatalities from Peacemaker, and I can't wait to play the character, so I'm so excited. But end of this month, lock it in, get that ready. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Also, Spider-Man 2 fans, you'll be happy to know that Insomniac has announced that new Game Plus and more features are coming to the iconic Spider-Man 2 game on March the 7th. Now, I've just finished the game early, about 2 weeks ago. A little bit late, I know. I could see the pitchforks through the camera and through the mic. Yes, I was a bit late to the game. Loved it. Fantastic. And I can't wait to see all the new DLC that's going to come with it. So pumped for that. Such a good game. But I know people have been clamoring. People have been asking for when these updates are going to come. But March the 7th, lock it in. That's when it will be coming up. Now, this was a bit of a surprise. Now, as I said, we had the small Disney event this past week. Now, we knew Moana live action movie was in production and The Rock is returning. We knew that was in production, but we've got this surprise, the fact that Moana 2 is coming out at the end of this year on November the 27th. I was supposed to say 26th. It's coming at the end. Now, this is no surprise. This movie was a giant hit. People still listen to the music. It's fantastic. It obviously contained The Rock. And that's why we knew it was getting a live action movie. but it just seems such a surprise to be like, hey, we've got a movie coming out. It's coming out at the end of this year. Here it is, right here. I'm like, right. Why? Okay. Questions, answers. Yay. So Moana fans, we got a lot in whole in this, because this is all you got a lot of Moana content coming out. You've got this live action movie all building up, but November 27th is looking to be, I have no doubt this is Disney getting back on its wagon from a little bit shaken, and this will make a shit ton more money than that other movie called Wish. I have no doubt about that. Also, one of the announcements that we did get is Percy Jackson Season 2 has been greenlit. This will be adapting the story in the books Sea of Monsters, which we also did have the live action movie of, and that's where the live action movie stopped. But the entire cast is really excited for this, and all the team behind the show are really pumped for Season 2, except for the lead actor, which I forgot his name. He's not too excited because of the fact that he's not a really big fan of the underwater scenes, but that is the case. So he's happy for it. But Percy Jackson Season 2, look, it's 2024. You probably would say, I'd say 2026. 2026 we'll probably get this, or 2020, maybe beginning of 2027 we'll probably get this, but that's when it is coming. So Percy Jackson fans, it's all up there. Now this has no release date, but it is coming, and it was one of the announcement trailers again at this Disney event, is that Disney has poured $1.5 billion into Epic Games for this brand new adventure they're doing. And from the trailer, it didn't show overly too much. It just showed very similar to the Fortnite worlds. But the end shot was this massive overlay with different islands, with different Marvel, Star Wars, ESPN, different worlds, all there. And it says it's coming soonish. So don't know, whatever that means. I'd say this year, but I've been wrong before. But it looks to be something like a massive theme park where you can take your character and experience all these different things in these different worlds. Now, we have seen Disney and Marvel and Star Wars crossover with Fortnite, but this looks to be the next big, massive thing. And for me, I'm all for it, 100%. But that $1.5 billion investment says that it's not going to just end here. There's going to be a lot more. I did put this on my TikTok, and I did love it because someone did say, I was like, oh, so this is just a juiced up version of Disney Infinite. And I totally forgot about that game. But yes, that is very much this is going to be a juiced up version of Infinite, which I totally forgot about that game. But I'm so curious to know what kind of shape and form this is going to take. Also, Sonic, Knuckles fans. Now, we did know this was in development, but we have a release date for the upcoming Knuckles miniseries TV show that will be dropping on Paramount Plus on April 27th. So only 6 episodes, and we got a brand new trailer and poster. And probably unlike Megamind, the trailer for this looks pristine and schmick, just like the movies. You can tell this is going to a different studio and it looks like a pile of shit. But Knuckles fans, the series is coming. It's only 6 episodes, as I said. And the creators have mentioned the fact this will have Easter eggs and nuggets to lead into the Sonic 3 movie that is dropping at the end of this year. So you will be able to get your Sonic fix, if you will. Yes, in April. It's just around the corner. Now, also Predator fans. Predator, which has had a massive up and down spiral. But a few years ago, we got Prey. Prey was fantastic. It was great. It was gritty. It really reminded me of the first Predator movie with Arnie Schwarzenegger. But the director, David Trenchen, he will be directing the next Predator movie called Badlands. Now, there's no confirmation of the fact that this will be a follow-up to Prey, or this will be completely separate, but he's back. It's called Badlands, and it's in production. There is no release date at this stage, but again, I would say 2025. Oh, no, I'd say 2026. I'd say at this stage. But don't you worry, Prey 2 is coming, and I can't wait for this. Prey was so good. yeah, I just hope this is a continuation. There's been so many fan theories of what the next one will take, but it is coming. Don't you worry. Now, this is talk about another struggle of a journey altogether. Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. Now, this was a movie that stars John Cena. It's meant to be one of those animated live action movies that we have seen in the past, like Looney Tunes Back in Action and Space Jam. So this was meant to be coming. However, we got told last year, the fact it's been shelved and Warner Brothers is going to do this as a tax write-off. Very similar what they did with the Batgirl movie. Now, this shitty thing is that they did announce that. There was a bit of backlash. But now, just recently, they've also announced that most likely will be shelved forever because Warner Brothers has rejected the offers from other movie shows trying to pick this up. So basically, and in a sense, their asking price is way too high, and they're just going to shelve it forever. Like, if for me, I'd just be like, oh, just get rid of it here, take my money. It's a loss. Just take it and let's see the light of day. But unfortunately, that will not be the case. This is... Unfortunately, Warner Brothers is too greedy, and they're just going to shelve this. So we've got some photos. The movie's done. It's ready to go. It's very released and everything. But I just feel sorry for everyone who's worked on this film, and then just get told it's going to be shelved. Like it's not going to see the light of day. And just because studios won't cough up a full budget for it, how much you're asking, because it's not going to make as much money. But it might because of all this controversy. So, look, I do hope some studio can come to the party, maybe offer a little bit of money. But for anyone who's really excited for this, unfortunately, another bad thing is that this, again, might not see the light of day. Unlike everything else that's been announced, Warner Brothers, you're being too greedy. Accept any offer. Let this movie see the light of day for the love of God. We want to see this. It looks good just from the photo. So, come to the party. Don't be a greedy son of a bitch. All right, let's get into Halo. Season 2, Sanctuary and Sword. Now, Halo. Where can I start on this? It's okay. Let me draw back 2 years ago. And we got an announcement that Paramount Plus is going to be making a Halo TV show. We all got excited. We're all like, this is the best thing. And then we got the trailers. It looked really good. Still had some questions, but we got it. Then season 1 dropped. And it was more of a miss than a hit through the entire thing. Some of the characters you didn't care about. Some of the plot lines were a little bit weird. Master Chief, having intercourse with the alien. That's didn't really need that or want that. Nobody asked for it, yet we got it. And of course, Master Chief, the character that always wears a helmet, takes his helmet off again and again and again and again and again and again. And apparently that's, you can't really show emotional thing through a helmet. And I've never seen The Mandalorian, but apparently it works for that. Or I've never seen Deadpool, and it works for that too. So I take my helmet off every second chance I get for some stupid reason. Oh my God. Infuriating. But the funny thing is that season dropped. We saw Halo for 5 seconds. And then nearly every other show and movie from going from video game to movie or TV show since then has been absolute banger. Twisted Metal, Sonic, The Last of Us, all been so good. Fallout TV show is right around the corner, and that I have no doubt that's going to be fantastic and be rated a lot better than this. I could be wrong. I'll take that. But that looks like better. So going into season 2 now, as soon as season 1 was finished, season 2 was greenlit for this. So going into this, there was going to be a lot of people that are skeptical and going, oh, no, I don't want to borrow this at all. I don't want to be disappointed again. And a lot of, alienated a lot of fans because of this show. This iconic franchise, these iconic characters, scenes, memories. Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. I know a lot of people don't like 4, 5, and 6, but Halo Reach, Halo ODST, Halo Wars, all of that. And going into that, and it's just disappointed a lot of people. So for me, I'm going into this going, okay, I will give this show another shot. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna go lie. My review for it last time was pretty brutal. I was like, this is just effing annoying. It sucks. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know who the creative decision on this was or who the showrunners on this. But for this one, where they got brand new showrunners and they've gone into, I don't want to say a slightly different direction, but they've said, we've heard the feedback from everybody on what happened with season 1 and we're going to fix them. Okay. So from the trailers alone, without diving into the episodes, it looks like they will be adapting the iconic story Fall of Reach. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, the Fall of Reach is moments before you pick up Halo Combat Evolved. So as soon as you start that game, the Fall of Reach is what happens that moments before. It leads straight into that. And then that's what begins the entire journey and that's what the story looks like it's going to be adapting. And as we find out is that when this episode starts, it's been 6 months since the first season. Now, when the first season did end, they had a massive battle on an alien planet. Chief was not looking too good, and Cortana took over his body to, I quote, finish the fight. I can hear that theme in my head. And then they got away, but it was alluding to the fact that Master Chief might be dead, which we knew he wasn't going to be dead. You don't have this iconic character die, but it was alluded to. 6 months later, we do see Master Chief, and which this first episode, it's funny because you look at it and go, "Oh my god!" He takes his helmet off every single time. The first 2 seconds in this episode 1 in Sanctuary, he has his helmet off. And he's on a slab, and it looks like he's trying to be brought back from the events of season 1. So Cortana has been removed from his body in this first episode. We don't see Cortana at all, or Halsey to the end, and we don't see them. So it's 6 months later, and they've been grounded. They're only doing reconnaissance mission. They're only doing search and rescue. Now this episode is action-packed. They go to a planet to go save some humans. Unfortunately, it doesn't go too well, which leads to a great action-packed scene and a very cool scene where Master Chief is trying to save some Marines, but he's in some fog and they're getting picked off one by one by elites. Now, the most curious thing in that scene is that Master Chief thinks he's won, he's killed them all, but as he goes to save one more, he turns around and sees this giant, like 20 of them, all there coming invisible to show. And then they disappear and leave the planet and glass the planet. So then that leads into Master Chief wondering why, John, if you will, John going into why didn't they attack him? Why did they kill him? What were they doing there? Why did the relay to send out help? Why didn't that work as well? What was happening? And then it leads to them trying to figure out what's going on. And we're also introduced to the new antagonist. So everyone's back from season 1. No one's been left out. No one's been recast. Everybody is back. But we've also got James Eccleston, who's playing Joseph Morgan, who's taken over the role as Halsey, basically, and was going to be the new baddie, if you will. There was a really good thing on Instagram, a little behind the scenes, and he said that he used to play the games. He was so excited when he got the part. He actually went back and played Halo Reach just to get into the mindset of everything to happen. But we can see that he's a little bit treacherous, doesn't really believe John on what's going on, very dismissive on what John's saying about what happened on the planet, and the fact that his team is grounded. And he's saying, there's something wrong with his mind. And as we see in the episodes, he's talking with his entire team, trying to get some dirt on him and say that he can't do anything. Because he does say, he's like, at the end of the day, Master Chief is just a man in the suit. Anyone could be the man. It's funny. It made me think of like Batman, really into it. Like, It's not. It's anyone could be behind the mask, basically, and that's right. Refreshing villain. I did like him. I think his performance. I feel like everyone's performance so far in episode 1 and 2 has been really good. It's leading into it, and it's very mysterious what's going around him. What? Okay, this could just be me. I honestly say this could just be me. Watching these first 2 episodes, I do not give a shit about Quan or Soren. That entire backstory line, I don't give a shit about. It's like, I understand what's happening, but every time we go into those scenes, I think to myself, I'm like, I just want to know what's happening with Master Chief and the crew and what's happening on Reach. I don't give a shit. Like, Soren gets tricked because he wants to kill Halsey. He gets tricked and captured by this little kid. So he's part of his family. We see Quan got bagged and tagged at some point, which he did take the tag out, which turns into a nice brutal scene against her captives. That we see that on the planet, his crew and his wife, and I'm just almost like, I just want to fast forward. Just don't care about these characters. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Quan is back because I'm like, the story ended. As weird as that story was, that ended. And I'm like, okay, we got it back. I understand. Let me say this again. I understand the fact it's trying to show it's happening rest in the galaxy, which I get. But at the same time, like, really don't care. Just focus on what's happening. That's it. So we do get all those characters back. And then it goes around back onto Reach. So episode 2 going into Sword is that we find out spoilers left, right, and center. If you've come to this point already, which it says in this episode, Halo, so we're going to be talking about, and there's going to be spoilers, but I'm just going to do that before someone comes to me with a pitchfork. We see that Halsey has been captured. We thought she got away, but she did get captured. So I'll explain how she got captured, but she is. And she's basically holding this virtual prison cell where she gets to talk to this one little girl, which it's kind of creepy. Like, she is alive. She dies every time she tries to talks about who's captured her every single time. But we do find that Joseph, he's the one who's captured her. He talks about what's going on. But this is the most curious thing, is that he leads to a scene when he leaves the box and goes and speaks to Cortana. So Cortana's captured. Cortana looks different. Still the same voice actor, which is good. But this is another thing, is that someone did, the creators did say that she looks differently because Cortana does look different in every single game. But she doesn't look, I think it's Halo 5 or something. She looks really different, but Halo 1, 2, and 3, her, like, how she looks only just increases. And like, it's more redefined, but not this much of a change. Still the same Cortana, but he's got a captive and he's asked her to do simulations. And these simulations, that she said at 97% this is going to happen. And Joseph looks mortified slightly about what's happening. And we can only allude to the fact that he knows that Master Chief is right, John is right, what's happening, and the fact what's happening around the world, around the galaxy, and the fact that for the fall of Reach is imminent and it will happen. But why he's keeping John here? Why he's not helping? Why he's not saying yes to it? Unless he's trying to stop a global pandemic on the planet. Could be a different. That could be why. And even Cortana leads to this. Oh shoot! He's like, I'll be back. And like, no, you won't. No, you won't. And it leads to that. So we see Cortana, and we also, at the same time, there's also another group of Marines that John and his team are talking to, which are called the Cobalt team. And they go off into a mission very similar to what we saw in the mission in episode 1. But at the same time, John does some digging. They don't come back. Their mission's half scrubbed from they were meant to go off planet, but they didn't. He finds that they never left the planet. They've gone to a relay that's on the planet as well, which leads to the end of the episode of season 2, where a bunch of elites are on Reach, killed a bunch of UNC forces, and we see Makee is back, and they find the other artifact. So I don't know how McKee is back. I didn't realize that she was going to be back at all, but she is back. And I'm like, okay, because then we see that John has a flashback that he does see her on the planet that he tried to save, and she does say to him, "You should have stayed with me." So it looks like McKee's got the same memories. Did she get cloned? What's up with that? But she is leading this invasion onto Reach. Now, again, anything with the UNC, John, the Marines, yes, I love the scenes. Episode 2 was a little bit softer, a little bit not as, it was more world building, if you will. We also see Riz, who unfortunately she's in bad health, but she does meet another old Spartan who retired, who went blind, which is a nice little world building, just like seeing what other people who were Spartans and what they're doing now. And she does to feel healthy because they go do a training mission, which she fails every time. And kind of was like, oh, why are you pushing her so much? Is like, because something is coming and I know it, and we have to be ready. So again, like for everyone who doesn't know, Reach will fall in the books, and it's a giant, massive escape, which is how they get into the Pillar of Autumn, which then goes on that journey, and that's how they crash land onto the first Halo. Now, this is one of the most curious things I did look up. So I looked up the entire episodes, 1, 2. So there's only 8 episodes, so it's shorter than last season, because last season we got 9. So we're getting 8 episodes for this one. Now, the most interesting thing is the last episode is called Halo. So my prediction is that all of this, that they might crash land onto Halo on the very last episode of this season to kick off season 3. So which means season 3 will be the adaptation of Halo Combat Evolved. That will be kicking it off. And look, how can I put this? Am I disappointed in that? No, because if we can get a full season dedicated to the game and bleed into Halo 2 if it needs to be, I'm happy with that. I'm not too, as long as it gets a full season dedication. If they were just doing this and they were doing half of full of Reach and half into game, I think that would be a lot to take in. But if this is just a full of Reach and them trying to escape onto Halo, I'm really curious. Hey, if it happens a little bit more, we get a little bit more in Halo, that'd be fantastic. But the Pillar of Autumn is going to be into this. Halsey. But the question going into this is what's Halsey's play is going to be this? What's Joseph's play in this? How is Cortana going to come back? And we're going to watch the fall, which at the same time we've seen clips of it in the trailer. It's in the posters. We know it's coming. For the casual fan, I don't think I've really spoiled it, but there's going to be a lot of death. There's going to be a lot of death in season 2 of Halo. So I don't know why I'm laughing, but I'm just saying, just get ready for the casual fan. Get ready for this because it's going to be a lot. But do I find it from this first 2 episodes? Do I find it better than the first season? It seems to me it's about the same. We got a bit of action into this, a little bit more world building, but I don't think I can make that verdict until we get the end. But if it goes the way I just mentioned, then this will be a lot better than first season. At this stage, I would probably say to someone, so I goes, should I start watching a Halo TV show? I'm like, yeah, watch the last episode of season 1 and just go into this. You really don't need to know all the crap that happened before that. But the stakes for this show are quite high. Obviously, we don't know if season 3 is being greenlit. We have to see how this goes. But at the same time, the bar for video games to movies is very high, and they need to maintain this. They need to stay up at that high and get the fans to come back in, which I think they will. As soon as the fall of Reach starts beginning, I think a lot of fans will come back. Everybody keeps his bloody mask on, for the love of God. But I think that's going on. But the first 2 episodes, 1, action, little touch base, elites, CGI in the first episode was really good. I do like how everything in this show does look really grounded. And that was one of the things that's my positive thing about season 1 is the CGI was good. They've kept CGI in this. I'm glad they spent the time. The action, the fighting, all of that, it looks good. It's just the meat of the story that needs to click together, and less Soren and less Quan. That's what I get. But I'd love to know, what do you think of the first 2 episodes? Hey, Brandon, thanks for coming past on YouTube. Appreciate coming past. Brandon is one of the co-hosts of the Game Junction podcast, which I do join every single time. So if you haven't, go definitely check out the Game Junction Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. This man is absolutely killing it. He also crossed 3K on YouTube. So congratulations to you, sir, on that. This man is constantly growing, and I'm pretty sure he does not sleep. I am 100% sure this man doesn't sleep at all. But yeah, I'd love to know, what do you think of Halo, the first 2 episodes? Have you brought back? Has it disappointed you? And Halo season Blair. For Halo season Blair, I'm like, yeah, I know, it's a bit like that. But yeah, I would love to know what everyone thinks about the first 2 episodes. Has this brought you back in? Has this pushed you away? Or are you going to wait until see more reviews for it? Or are you going to wait until the entire season drops? Because yes, this is just like Amazon and everywhere else. It's episodic. Disney, it's episodic every single week. So we're going to be talking about Halo for the next 6 weeks leading up to it. And between that, we've got Madam Web. We've got Ghostbusters. We've got a lot coming out of next week, but we will keep our coverage on that for the next few weeks going on into this. And I have hope that this season will be better than the first one, and it will draw everyone back. Will I complain about everything a little bit? Yes, and I will rant all about to take yourself all the way home into this. But they have a lot of ground to fix up. They've got a lot of things to try and get a lot better in it. But we've got to endure, if you will, depending on what you think about it. We've got to stick to it, good or bad. But ladies and gentlemen, that is my review for Halo Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. And I would love to, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go back and listen and watch our previous episodes and our special guests that have come onto this podcast. We've got the whole entire year booked out of what's coming up next, so I can't wait to dive into all of that. I now have to add Moana to my listing because that's a surprise. But the next time we could talk, we're going to be talking about Deadpool's trailer. I'm so excited. But as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.